Welcome back to Wade Listens Live. We are live for a third and final segment here at Cornerstone Wellness. We've got Dr. Kane and Steve. A testimonial we're going to hear from you. We're going to talk about the changes that Dr. Kane has helped you make in his life. But first, Dr. Kane, tell us where we are.
All right, so we are at 3602 Northgate Court in New Albany, Indiana, just off of Grant Line Road and I-265. And so this is my friend Steve. You've been a patient here for 8 or 9 weeks. So you're about 2/3 of the way the initial segment of your treatment here. And you were sharing with us last week. It was just a very touching moment, just how you're already seeing these changes. And I think there wasn't a dry eye in the office at the time. So if you would, just go ahead and kind of share your story, Steve.
Okay. The other night, to start with, my name's Steve Bissinger, and this has just been I'm getting emotional already. Anyway, one night I was working in my shop, and I haven't been able to feel my fingers for probably a year or so. And during these treatments, I was working at home one night, and I have a cabinet I have to reach into. And I reached in there, and I could actually feel the difference between the temperature of the room and then the cabinet. And I've never been able to do that before. And on top of that, I have to reach around and feel in this cabinet to get tools. And I have to struggle with that because I can't feel. But now, I'm sorry. Now I can feel my fingers, and I haven't been able to do that in a long time, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing and a half. I mean, I can't explain it. It's just it's helped me so much. It's just I can't explain it. It's a miracle.
I think you've done a pretty good job explaining it, though, and to be vulnerable enough to share that with us, it's so awesome to hear you talk like that. And for you, that's just got to mean so much. You talk about, we talked about so many times, people getting back to a life that they want to live. And for him, it's in his shop. When you hear that story, that's just got to make everything feel so much better.
The important thing is it's a team effort. So I want to praise Steve because, we have a saying here in the office, trust the process, do the work, get the results.
Yes.
And so he's done his part at home. So this is active treatment. This is stuff that you do a couple of times a day. There's a time investment as well as a financial investment in this, but you've got to put in the time. It's like going to the gym and exercising. If you don't do it, it's not going to work. So, and there are some patients, and when I say we have a 98% success rate, that other 2% are usually people that's not pulling their load at home. This stuff works if you apply it and if you do it properly. So
I agree.
Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate you being with us and sharing your story.
Thank you.
Sincerely, thank you for sharing this story. We got a couple minutes left here. I do want to make sure we're touching on another thing that you've been really working on. We're talking about pelvic floor strengthening and ways to get people back to a healthy way of just everyday life.
Sure. 62% of adult females are going to have some type of pelvic floor issue that usually shows up in terms of urinary incontinence. For 14% of males, usually older males, that having to get up in the middle of the night 3, 4, 5 times to go to the bathroom, and that just breaks your sleep, and so you don't have that quality of sleep. So here's Angela. We brought some new technology in the office called the Restore Chair EMS. Angela's been on staff here for many years, and I'm just going to have her tell her story of how the Restore Chair has helped her with a very common frequency and urgency issues of urinary incontinence.
Yeah, Angela, take us away.
Absolutely. So I've had 3 children and in my mid-50s, and so that starts to affect your pelvic floor. And what I noticed is just the urgency, the frequency, the amount of times that I was having to wake up during the night to go to the restroom. And I track my sleep with my Oura Ring. So I was able to see just after finishing one treatment how my deep sleep and my REM sleep was able to be restored because I wasn't waking up during the night to go to the restroom. And most women my my age know that you cough, you sneeze, you blow your nose, you might have a little bit of an accident. And so this is just a very vulnerable moment for me to be able to share this, but I know that we can help people the way that you've been able to help me, and I appreciate it.
And there's so many people probably feeling that same way. I want to take a chance to actually see what this looks like, and Dr. Kane, walk us through what it actually is.
So this uses electrical magnetic stimulation. As Angela's demonstrating here, you use this device fully clothed. We do 6 treatments twice a week for 3 weeks. This will actually stimulate 15,000 Kegel contractions in a 28-minute session. And so that's going to tighten and tone those muscles of the pelvic floor, both the voluntary and involuntary muscles. So if you're one of those ladies that leak a little if you laugh or sneeze or cough or bend or any of that type of blow your nose, trampoline, I've heard that a few times. So with the grandkids, but so we see patients, most of them see differences, just like Angela mentioned, after the first treatment, certainly after the second treatment. But just like going to the gym, you don't want just a little bit of tone. You want to get that full quality. So 6 treatments over the course of 3 weeks.
It's important to know that this happens with men too. As much as maybe they don't want to admit it, maybe not it's the same frequency, but it's something that they should be aware of too.
Absolutely. For older guys, it's the getting up in the middle of the night 2 or 3 or 4 times to go to the bathroom and just wrecking your sleep cycle.
And that's important because you can help reverse that, help get that pelvic floor strength back to where you're not having to go to the bathroom so many times overnight, where you heard Angela's story, just being able to get back to a level of something where you just feel like you're normal, which obviously this is normal. The decrease in strength is normal. It's something that everybody deals with. But still, you want to get back to the level that you're familiar with, so this is a great place to start. Dr. Kane, here at Cornerstone Wellness Center, you know the website, mydrkane.com. The number's on the screen as well. Call that number, text that number, or visit the store here in New Albany, and they'll get you figured out. Dr. Kane, thanks so much. We'll see you back here for Listen Talk tomorrow.